Good morning. A few things today for today's town hall. One of the questions that I've gotten, and this is our kind of ongoing policy, is that the masks that we have at the front desk area when people come in, both here in Gate Circle, are not for residents. And what happens is our direct care staff comes in, our direct care staff, our nurses, and any of the other folks that are working directly, our therapists, etc., that are working in the health centers. And so they come in and we give them a fresh clinical surgical mask every single day. For obvious reasons, we want to make sure that the masks they're wearing are clean and new, and we are obligated to make sure that they have access to these masks. Now, some of them do wear their own, and we have to make sure, and we do make sure that they clean those and they are appropriate. But we do have masks, surgical masks, available to all our staff when they go in the health center, and that's all day long, because obviously we have staff coming and going all day. But those masks are not available just for anyone. They're not available for visitors, not available for residents. They're not available for staff members that aren't working in the health center. So oftentimes people, residents, other folks will see that kind of box of masks there, and they'll reach to get one, and we'll have to tell them no. And there's reasons for that. So the main reason right now is that, people don't know is that by the end of September, and this is a New York State mandate now, all nursing homes and health centers have to have a 60-day stockpile in place for personal protective equipment. So for us, just on masks alone, between both of our sites here in Gate Circle, we have to keep on hand at all times about 12,000 masks. So we can break that down on a conservative number. It's about 200 masks a day times 60 days, so there's the math. But so we have to have that stockpiled. And not only do we have to have about 12,000 masks stockpiled, we have to have gloves and gowns and face shields and other stuff that are part of the New York State mandate. And again, this goes to an effect by the end of September, and we have to have that. And they may come and check. And the reason is because New York State has determined that we don't know what's going to happen with this pandemic going into the fall and winter. We don't know if it's going to spike up again. We don't know, we have to be prepared for the worst, obviously. We don't know the accessibility of personal protective equipment. I mean, that's one of the big issues. If you're following this nationally, it's still an issue. It was a huge issue for us early on, March, April, May. You remember me talking about it at some of these town hall meetings, that we were hoarding personal protective equipment and we didn't have enough, and et cetera, et cetera. And since then, it's become more readily available. But what we've seen over the last several weeks, it's become less readily available. And actually, even for our normal vendors where we get this stuff, the prices continue to go up. Well, why is that? It's because there's a huge need throughout the entire country. Early on in the pandemic, it was mostly in the Northeast and out West. Now it's everywhere. So those are the reality, and those are the challenges that we face as a healthcare provider. And as of right now, we have that stockpile. So here we are mid-August. We've done a very good job on an ongoing basis, buying, securing, keeping. So we're already where we need to be within that stockpile, but certainly we have to maintain those levels going into September because we have to be able to approve it. So what does that mean? It means that we're not giving away masks to staff or residents. We're encouraging residents to wear their masks, and if they don't have a mask that fits, or then they need a new one, well, at this point it's their responsibility to secure one, right? Masks are everywhere. You can go into just about any store, a gas station, you name it, and there's masks for sale. You can go online now and you can buy a mask in every color, with sayings, with Buffalo Bills, Buffalo Sabres, excuse me, you name it, you can go out and buy it. And they're ubiquitous now. And so, we want to continue to push that. Residents should be securing their masks and securing extra masks just like staff do, just like I do. I've got about 6 in my car. At home, masks are everywhere. We do, however, have some residents who it's not easy for them to secure masks. So we're actually going to have some here for sale. We will go out and purchase masks, and if residents need to purchase a mask and it's not convenient for them to either go out and get it on the internet, etc., and they would rather just purchase it from us, we'll have those available. So hopefully that'll happen here within the next week, and we just want to make it as convenient as possible. For any resident that wants to purchase a mask and wants to go online and purchase a mask, you can always, specifically here in Williamsville, you can come down to the front desk, or not the front desk, you can come down to the concierge and see Christy. She's there late morning, early afternoons, and she would be happy to work with you to purchase the mask of your dreams, or as many as you'd like online, and certainly at Gate Circle, Laquita as well. I'm sure we'd be happy to work with you to purchase a mask as well. So please do that. Again, we have to keep on stock here to over 12,000 masks. That's primarily why we don't give them away. And we don't know what the fall and winter is going to bring when it comes to masks. One of the questions, this is specific to the Lexington Clubhouse. Apparently we're having a outside smell issue around the Lexington Clubhouse. And I can tell you the issue is, it's a little bit gross, but it is what it is. Any restaurant has these. They're called grease traps. And what it is a system to separate the grease from other waste to make sure that that grease doesn't go out into the public water supply, public waste disposal systems. So every restaurant has to have one. These have to be cleaned periodically, and there's something on top of them called a ventilation cap. Well, ours has recently been cleaned, but the ventilation cap is cracked. And because of the crack on that ventilation cap, if the wind blows slightly the wrong way, you're getting, especially around Lexington Clubhouse, an odor that probably doesn't smell great. So we're in the process of fixing that. Hopefully it'll be fixed today. I apologize for anybody who has experienced that inconvenience. We're on it, and hopefully that's going to be taken care of today. Other big issue is I had promised breakfast items in the cafes, those here in Williamsville and Gate Circle. That'll start Monday the 17th, so this coming Monday. Breakfast items, as they were previously to the pandemic, will be available in both cafes. Again, folks, please don't gather. Please, one at a time. Please social distance in there. Please don't stand around and socialize. If you're going to partake in the breakfast items that we will be offering, partake them back to your apartment, please. If we find that there's a lot of gathering there, of course we're going to have to not do that, because it's, you're on your own with that. So please. The other thing today is, again, back to masks. I continue to see residents who are in the common areas who, when talking to another resident, they pull their mask down. And then they say, well, the resident can't hear me, I have to pull my mask down. Or they're in the common areas and they bring their coffee and they sit down amongst residents and they pull their mask down. You simply can't do it. So masks are required to be appropriately worn at all times within our common areas. If you have coffee and you want to drink it, can't do it in the common areas. You need to bring it back to your apartment, or at this point you can bring it outside. And if you're trying to talk to a resident who can't hear you because both of you have masks, please, you can always go to your apartment or their apartment or outside. Please respect those as our protocols. Masks are to be worn appropriately throughout all of our common areas, both here at Gate Circle. If you have any questions on that, you can certainly contact me directly on my email, rwallace@echA.org. Thank you. Reminder again, there are no town halls on Friday. So I will see you back here on Monday the 17th. Thanks.